What's up, everybody? On this episode, we talk about starting to start.
Start starting, man.
Yes.
So we run through
the 6 steps,
Yes.
our 6 steps to become accountable.
Yes. So just some tips that we have for accountability. And on top of that, we lay down, this is a big one, we lay down our 5 non-negotiable things that we are going to achieve, each of us.
In this week. For the next episode, and we're going to tune in and check back in next episode. So let's start starting. You can find this podcast every Monday morning, 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Start your week right with us and get motivated and keep yourself accountable.
Welcome to the podcast, everybody. My name's Hadlen.
And I'm Saul.
And this is the Singer and the Hypnotist podcast.
Yes,
Live
it is.
to you every Monday morning.
Yes, every single Monday morning at 7:30, 8-ish. I think.
Yeah.
We're trying for 7:30, but
yeah, we're getting the tech dialed in.
yes, we are. Yeah.
I think every time we've done this, we've changed the
Yeah.
tech a little bit.
Yeah.
Advanced it.
That's the kind of people we are. Hadlen and I are both very techie, nerdy people.
Yeah.
So we can't help ourselves. Oh no, we lost half of our audio. We only need half.
All right, man.
Yes, I just want to welcome everybody real quick. Monday morning. Congratulations if you are here, or if you're listening separately. Still
On your favorite podcasting platform, which we happen to be on all of them now.
Yes, we are.
Which is pretty exciting.
It is, honestly. I looked at, I pulled us up on Spotify and listened to an episode in my car on my way somewhere, and it was actually, it was very satisfying. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, we should definitely 100% be listening to our own podcast.
Yes.
And relearning everything that we talk about.
Absolutely. And we also need to create more content out of that stuff to batch out stuff as well on top of what we're doing. Yeah.
Exactly. So those of you listening, what's coming soon is not only will there be the long form full content, the hour long, etc., but we're going to be giving you bite-sized portions in the form of 1, 2, 5 minute, 10 minute, 15, shorter content that you can listen to on a quick drive or a quick walk.
Yeah.
Or maybe you want to listen to the whole thing and you're going to go work out or something like that, right?
Yeah. Because I know that I understand for myself that I do love long form podcasts. Like the Joe Rogan Experience obviously is a phenomenal podcast, and there's other podcasts that I listen to avidly they're longer form, but I do live a very busy life, and sometimes it's hard to squeeze in those 2-hour podcasts. So I do understand. Yep. I do understand that there's a market for everybody, There's people who are looking for more content. So there are people who want those 1 to 2 hour podcasts, but then there's lots of people who are just looking for quick information, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So we're going to provide all of the above.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for tuning in to our episode. So Saul, since the last time, we've been talking a lot.
Yeah, we have.
About how we've done the podcast, and then it's like, okay, when's the next one? True. Why does it seem like forever ago since the last episode?
It's true. It actually did. Last night, Hadlen and I were just talking, and I was just like, man, it feels like, I know it was a week ago, but it feels like it was a year ago. Because we're just, I think we're doing a lot with our days, or trying to fit a lot in, and I hope you guys are as well, fitting a lot into your week, because it's important. Because I realize as I get older that where I was at before in my life, I wasn't necessarily happy with how much I was getting done. So week by week, it did feel like time was moving fast. I felt that in the past where it was like, yeah, man, like, holy shit, a month went by. Fuck.
I still find that.
Fair.
I still find that. It's like this
Fair.
year just started and now we're
It's
in
true.
February. It's like, whoa.
It's true. Time moves fast.
And it accelerates the older you get.
True. I don't know that, but true.
Well, at least the perception of it does.
I have a weird relationship with time, to be honest. I can never pinpoint or really understand my relationship with it because it constantly feels like it's speeding up, slowing down, compressing. Like I've come to realize that time isn't a fair definer for me because of the way that I experience it, where it's like I can have a really impactful experience over a couple months. Maybe I have a job or a relationship where it's super impactful, and it's almost like the emotion of that experience condenses time. It's like I remember more, or I'm more in the present moment of those experiences because of how much emotion there is in them. That compared to another time where I wasn't as emotionally attached, the time definer is different. So it's like there's a density to the experience that defines the time.
Right.
It's just a thought I had the other day that I was like, wow, time is nothing.
Especially when you're like filling your schedule with things that bring you to your goal. Like when you have a goal in mind, you're actually every day doing something to bring you closer to that.
Yes.
That's definitely a time where I've noticed time goes slower.
I would agree with you.
And then, of course, the normal, okay, you're going to go work out, right? And then you got to hold something for 30 seconds. Well, those 30 seconds, those can feel like a long time.
Yes. So, okay, there's another definer of time that was weird for me is that, the Freestyle Fridays, I do 60 seconds every Friday, and I have 26 of them now.
Half a year.
Half a year.
That's incredible, man.
It is
Congratulations on that, by the way.
Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
27's common's coming up.
27's coming up. That's volume 2. We're moving into a new era. But I'll sit down and I'll watch all of them. Like the other day, anytime I go over to my dad's house, my dad's like, "All right, let's listen to those Freestyle Fridays."
Nice.
I mean, we've listened to them a couple times. So shout out to my dad for loving my art. Thank you. It's a really good feeling.
Nice.
So we listened through all of them, and you're like, these are all 60 seconds? It's just such a weird thing because some of them are done, and you're like, wow, it's just over instantly. And then some of them kind of feel like, oh, that was kind of long. So again, the defining of time, I don't understand it. Do you guys understand it? Can you tell me? Can you quickly just tell me? Reach out to us and define time for me.
I think they're just going to say, or at least someone will say, just pull out a watch and be like, that's how. You see how it ticks? It's constant.
Just doesn't even that doesn't even count. I've got this fancy iPad in my hand.
Gonna check the audio a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm just gonna turn us up a little bit. I think we're safe. I feel like we're not too excitable today.
All right.
Are you excitable today?
I'm getting there.
Oh boy.
Getting there. I'm gonna drink a little bit more coffee. Yeah. Well, so since the last time we checked in on this podcast, since we're wanting to be accountable to the audience and have the audience accountable to us.
Yes.
What have you done, Saul, since the last podcast that is bringing you closer to your goals?
That is a great question, Hadlen. And I knew you'd ask. And I actually, oh my God, 100% honest. That's kind of cool. I want that in the shot. 100% honest. I thought about this last night because I know we always come to this question. And one thing that I'm quite bad at is remembering things. Like like I've been at points where people are like, "Can you play me a song?" And I'm like, somehow I don't remember a single song that I play, even though I play 100 songs.
Yeah.
So I'm always in the moment. It's always so hard for me. So that's something I'm working on. But actually, I think last night I came up with the solution, and I was going to talk to you about this before the podcast, but now we can talk about it on the podcast, and maybe you guys can be a part of this. So something that I think for me that I need to start doing is I'm going to start something that I'm going to call the accountability journal. And I don't think it's anything revolutionary. I'm sure it's been done before. I know it's been done before. But just in the theme of our podcast, it's all about accountability. This accountability journal is basically going to keep me. It's going to so every night, the idea with it is at the end of the night, before I go to bed, I'm going to write down what I did. And I'm just going to journal on it. So what habits did I achieve? What goals did I achieve? What did I write down at the beginning of the day that I actually accomplished? What didn't I accomplish? And I'm just going to have a catalog of every day so that when it comes to this day and you ask me this question.
Oh, I see. There we go.
I've spent the week meditating on all the stuff that I have done. And it got me thinking. I was like, you know what? That's like a really smart thing for me to do because that's going to keep me super accountable, which is important.
I like that.
Yeah. So if you're down, we can start some accountability journals.
Okay.
And if you guys are down as well, please join us on that. And week by week, we can sort of keep ourselves accountable and keep moving forward with our goals and actually achieving things. So anyway, that was a diversion from the question.
It's all good. So what did you accomplish?
Well, I accomplished the accountability journal idea.
Yeah, okay. There we go. That's pretty big. Like, I mean, that could almost be an app.
Yeah. Oh my God, that'd be sweet.
Right? You just
Yeah.
log it on your phone and maybe it like gives you points every time you like
I like that.
check something off
I like
for that day or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah. And I thought like I like writing about my stuff because I'm a writer, so that's how I connect. It's an easy way for me to connect through myself and express. So for me, that's why I want to journal at the end of the day. But I thought if you didn't want to journal, maybe you wanted to vlog style or, speak to the camera and just talk about what you did that day.
Mm-hmm.
It's just whatever. It's just a journal, a recounting of what you did.
Right.
So you're accountable. You're like, oh shit, I got nothing done today. Fuck. You're not going to do that twice. You're not going to do that too many times because you're going to be like, damn, Saul.
Yeah,
Damn,
those days don't happen anymore.
No.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so I did get a lot done this week. It's just actually that I feel in a weird way I got so much done that I can't remember a lot of it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Because like you were just talking about it earlier where it's like, so many songs.
Yeah.
And then someone asks you to play something and you're like, oh. And you're like going through your catalog.
Yeah.
Whereas, and like the same thing happens when someone's like, hey, well, can I see a magic trick? And I'm like,
but there's a million.
I have thousands, so you don't know which one to do.
What do I do?
Which I guess since like that doesn't happen nearly as much anymore because I've kind of taken my catalog of tricks and just condensed it down. So now, obviously, I know all of these other ones, but there's only maybe 50 that are my go-to.
Right.
And I've refined and refined. And those are just like,
yeah,
I know them inside out.
Yes.
And then I just do those ones.
Yes. They're instinctive by this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand that. There's definitely some songs as well that I feel like I could come up with the songs now. So even just saying that, like, okay, this week, Tuesday, I play in a couple different bands. So like every day of this week, we got some people hanging out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Camera's
Brandon.
out of focus, guys, I think.
Oh.
All good now. Oh,
Let's fix that camera. Oh, look, we got more. I think we need less ISO. Am I lying?
Or you just step back a little bit.
I'm fucking so white.
Yeah. Too
All
close
right.
to the lights.
How's it going, Brandon, by the way?
Nice.
Um,
Alex Mack joined just now. What's up,
nice.
Alex?
Nice. Yeah, how's it going, Alex?
Thanks for joining us live.
Yes. We like when people come and hang out with us live. And obviously, if you enjoy the podcast and you want to like ask us questions or get involved or find a way to be more accountable to yourself, the live is a good place to do it. The reason that Hadlen and I started this podcast is honestly purely based out of accountability. We've just been doing that for each other for a while now. Since Hadlen has been in my life, I've gotten a lot more shit done because he's just like there. He's just there.
Yeah.
Every couple of days, it's just like, hey, what's up? I'm Hadlen. You do your shit? And I'm like, oh, I better have done my shit. So just like having somebody to hold me accountable rather than just always, trying to hold yourself accountable. Sometimes it's better when you got somebody.
Hard. It's hard when it's just by keeping yourself accountable.
It is.
But if you can, oh my goodness, that is like a whole nother level.
It is,
and
yeah.
You can, I believe fully that that's what like the top performers in the world.
Yes.
And not just like performer as in like an entertainer, but like the performer as in like high performance. I believe all of the people at the very top, they can all do it without.
I agree.
And they're just like,
I agree.
they're accountable to themselves within their own minds. And it's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
No, totally. I feel like, what I've seen reoccurring in a lot of those same people is refining your vision, your goal, like knowing why you're doing what you're doing every single day, why you're accountable.
Mm-hmm.
That seems to be a very important thing, and it seems to be a reoccurring thing. And that's what I see in those people. So waking up every day and like having that accountability journal, that can almost be part of it, where it's like, why?
Right, because now you're accountable to your journal.
Exactly. You're fucking accountable to your journal. That's just another tool of accountability that every night, for me, honestly, I know that's going to be an essential thing. It's that little addition to my habits that is like just icing on the cake. That's going to keep me extra accountable and have a point of reflection where I'm like, ooh, you did all these things today, Saul, but I can see a trend. I can see you're avoiding these things, Then it's like just breaking it down, having stats like on yourself.
Right.
Statistics like.
And rate it. Maybe you could put a little rating.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, this is, so out of 10, today I performed a 4. And then the next day it's like, okay, I got to do better than a 4.
Yeah.
Okay, today it was like a 9.
That's pretty good.
Right. But of course, if you rate yourself a 10, I don't think a 10 is really attainable or possible because 10 is perfect.
That seems hard.
Right? And you always want to do better.
Yeah.
So you got to be realistic. It's like, that may have felt like a 10 at this moment, but my 10 can always be better than my last 10.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You can always strive for more.
Unless you want to just start going 11, 12, and then instead of 100.
Could be out of 100. Just to give yourself more wiggle room, because then it's hard to say 100. You're really like, man, I'm dope. 100, I did it. You know what? Take the month off, Saul.
Take the month.
You had 100. You're good.
You had 100 one day. You could take a bunch of zeros now. You're good.
You're good.
You're good. Yeah, man. So I guess for myself in the last week, I accomplished one of the biggest things. I finally restarted my YouTube. So I'm going to be going hard on there. And I posted my first instructional tutorial style hypnosis video, which is the first in a huge library of videos that are, in my mind, on my phone, ready to go. I just have to make the video.
Yeah.
And yeah, staying consistent on there, building my YouTube audience up again.
Yep.
Because I was on a hiatus of
Yep.
sorts from the YouTubes.
Now
It's a hard space.
It is a hard space, and that's actually something. That's something Hadlen's been talking about for a while. So I've realized that we both have these things that in the back of our mind, we have ideas and we have concepts. So for Hadlen, he knew he was going to be jumping on the YouTube train again. He'd talk about it all the time over the last couple months, and I've been talking about the same thing for doing cover videos. Like I want to hop on YouTube as well. So we both we'll talk about these ideas for months in advance, almost in preparation, until one day we've pulled the trigger, and then once you've pulled the trigger,
That's it.
that's it. Like you know now that you've done it, you're accountable, and I'm super proud of you. That video is fucking dope.
Thanks, dude.
Seriously, if you haven't checked out his video, just YouTube Hadlen the Hypnotist.
Yeah, if you're interested in learning hypnosis and how to hypnotize your friends, this is the first video that you should watch.
Yes.
Before ever hypnotizing anybody.
Yes. And weirdly enough, hypnotism, it's weird how much it actually applies to general life. It is just a tool that we all use, and we don't know that we're using it.
See, it's the word hypnotism and hypnosis, because people associate that with a person swinging a watch.
Yeah.
Right? And they associate that word with another person doing something to another person or putting them in a trance, when really hypnosis is just using our natural state of being. It's
That's it.
It's just the way the mind works.
Yeah.
And hypnotists just speak that language.
Yes.
So
You've studied it.
We can get a person to experience something that they experience every day. We can just bring them back and guide them there.
Yeah.
So it's you don't need a hypnotist, because everybody experiences it.
Yeah.
Every single day, every single person on the planet.
Yeah.
So it's that term hypnosis, I feel like maybe it should be changed.
I totally agree with you, and I feel like if it's not something you've ever been interested in, it might be due to, like he was saying, sort of that terminology. So
Yeah.
I would honestly go to YouTube and I would look up Hadlen the Hypnotist, and I would watch that video, 3 tips before you hypnotize your friends.
Yeah.
Because I got value out of it. It reminded me of some really kind of key, important sort of, honestly, body language things.
Yeah.
That maybe I'm doing on a regular basis, but to have them sort of pointed out by someone who is studying that and is actively consciously thinking about it, that was really very interesting, and I got a lot out of it. So again,
nice.
I'm hyped that he's being accountable, because I know that I'm going to get a lot from these videos. And not only that, is as you're accountable, all of a sudden it's I got to get my posts up. And then you wrote down a list of ideas of all these videos you're going to create.
Yep.
Well, the other day, all of a sudden, because I have Hadlen as an influence in my life and an accountability buddy, I'm all of a sudden I've got all these different rooms in my house where I could be filming covers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll start to write down some YouTube video ideas.
Exactly.
Get in that headspace. And then
all these different backgrounds going.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I can't wait for spring, because just to Saul's right, there is this space that is just amazing to be in, except it's outside and it's cold.
It's cold.
It's very cold.
It's cold out.
So
if you guys don't know, Saskatoon has, in the last the week or something, there's been points where we've been the coldest place on earth.
That's nuts.
I don't know how that works.
We've done that many times, though. It's we do that every year.
But how isn't there northern places that would be colder?
Yeah, but it's just in combination with the wind, I believe.
That's fucking crazy.
I could be just making that up at the same time, though.
Guys, tell us, how is this possible?
There is something, though. People have been posting that, and then they've been saying we're also colder than Mars. It's no, sorry.
Yeah.
That's fake news.
Yeah.
Mars gets to -200 Celsius.
You couldn't be on Mars.
Mars does get up to plus 20 at the equator, which is
Wow.
pretty interesting. So it's like, but at the same time, when it's night at the equator, it gets to like minus 140.
That's a difference.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a difference.
So I guess, in the future, if they can actually create an atmosphere to keep in some of the heat, then there is a possibility. Like plus 20 is decent.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just with like a really crappy atmosphere in comparison to ours.
So you could see us living on Mars.
Well, I'm pretty sure there's people going there, but it's like, I'm not going to go live in a dome that,
no.
what if the power goes out? You're dead.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna be
Well, it's kind of like when they put out the first version of the newest Apple, and you're kind of like, well, I'm just gonna wait, or like the new PS4, you're like, I'm gonna wait for them to get the bugs out.
right.
It's like, okay,
Which is pretty bad because like back in like the 90s, for instance,
I
they would
know.
release something and that would be the final product.
I know,
They wouldn't be like, oh, hey, we're almost done.
I know.
You can buy it now. We're just going to send you an update through the internet to
Yeah.
fix whatever we've missed, right?
We just rushed this product, so now
Yeah.
let us slowly fix it.
And what's interesting too, in this past week, I was just shopping for different things for a background for my video.
Yeah.
Or for my videos.
Yep.
Multiple.
Yep.
And when I was shopping for it, I was looking at some of the coffee makers because I want to get a new one. I want to invest in like, I don't know. In a fancy one.
Level up coffee.
Exactly.
All right.
Level up my coffee game.
Level up is coffee. If you guys have a leveled up coffee game, please let us know, because we really love coffee and we want to know the secrets of making coffee. Hold us accountable to our coffee creation, because we make coffee every day, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially because we're fasting.
Yes.
And like that gets me through the fast.
Yes. Okay, can I also just say?
Yep.
Everybody, every single day, you hold yourself accountable to make that cup of coffee. I don't care where you are on your journey. Some people obviously don't drink coffee, but you wake up and you're like, I'm making that coffee. I don't care. You don't care if you did everything else. It's just like that's an automatic for you. So if you can use whatever that is, that every day you habitually wake up and you make your coffee.
That's exactly it. It's the habit.
Yes.
You need a habit.
Habit. Because if you can take that same principle and apply that to other things, then you're hacking yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you're being more accountable.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you create new habits
Yeah.
to follow along with. And then those eventually, when you do them every day, you get to the point where they just put you in that mind space that you need to be in
Yeah.
to work more efficiently and faster.
Yeah. And obviously coffee's an easy one because there's a literal dopamine rush when you drink the coffee. So it's like a hit of something,
Mm-hmm.
So that's an easy one. But then as you start to get into harder habits, I don't know what's a harder habit.
I don't even know.
Well, cold showers. We've been doing cold showers.
It's not even hard anymore, though.
I know. That's what I mean. Because I was going to say, like, you get that dopamine rush.
I guess at the beginning, though, 100% that's hard.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like just to start doing that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got that battle in your mind. You know you're going to turn it to cold, but then there's like this voice. It's like, hey, maybe not right now.
Later.
Let's just
Another
like,
day.
Yeah,
Another day,
next
man.
time, right? And then you just do it.
And you
like,
do it. You
you're
don't
like,
think about it. That's how I do it. I don't think about it. I just go, I don't give a
Yeah.
I'm just turning this knob. There's no correlation to anything.
Yeah. Now it's nothing. Now both of those minds that were, conflicting are now one and the same.
Yeah.
And you just turn it and you just take it.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, it's cold, but you're not like,
No.
I don't do that anymore.
No.
And I do my rotisserie. It's fine.
I like the rotisserie.
Yeah.
You got to get it on all the essential parts of the body.
Especially the ones that you just worked out. You just like
True.
let it soak in there for
True.
a bit and like get rid of all that lactic acid.
Yeah.
It's great.
It is. I just had one before we started, and there's nothing in my life that calms me down more than a cold shower. And like you were saying, like it's really weird to observe how your mind changes to the reaction, because now when I change to that cold, and you automatically start breathing because you know it's coming, so you're breathing to get prepared. And all of a sudden, when the cold hits now, sometimes I'm confused because I'm like, is it cold? Like, is it actually on the cold yet?
Yeah, I've been turning it lower and lower to the point where it's like almost off.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
same. Yeah.
wait,
You're
is there not like a really cold option? Is this the coldest?
Where's the colder option, man? But literally, it's like you're not, your core temperature is staying on a certain plane. So then the cold hits you and you kind of like fight through that in a really weird way. And it's a very fascinating thing to experience.
The easiest thing I found is when I turn it to cold, as it's slowly changing from hot to cold,
Yeah.
I just breathe deep,
Yeah.
like as deep as I can, and I exhale, and I just do that because it warms the insides,
Yeah.
which is the most important part,
Yeah.
and you just breathe through it. And if you control your breath, because like normally we don't even control our breaths, we just breathe automatically. But the moment you start controlling your breath is the moment you can control things.
True.
So that reactionary, hyperventilating, you can control that away just by simply breathing.
Yeah.
Breathing deep.
Craziness.
Mm-hmm.
It's a game changer is what I would call it. Like if I did none of my other habits but just had a hot cold shower, I think I'd be good for a day. I obviously like to get all that. When you do all the habits, but my list of habits that I like to achieve is literally like 4 hours of habits. It's kind of unreasonable. But I'm actually hoping to define my life and my career around being able to every day get up and do 4 hours of habits. I want that to be part of why I succeed in this world.
Right. So then you just need to, you need to be at the studio by such and such a time. So you just
Exactly.
need to get up 5 hours before that.
That's it. I wake up, I burn through my morning routine. Ideally for me, I would be waking up, I'm going to say 8 to start with, because I do live a later lifestyle right now because of my work. I work at bars, I do sound, so it keeps me up late. So because of that, right now I'm going to say 8, but eventually I would push that to 6. You're at 4?
4:52.
4:52. Crazy, man.
It's got to be 5:2. I might change it to 5:20
Oh.
just because like that's a better 52.
Yeah. Stronger 52.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
I
fair.
just like numbers.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So let's get into some accountability, some tips of accountability that we use, because I'm not going to say we're like the best in the world at accountability, but I know that it's something that we practice.
And we have a good start.
We have a good start.
Yeah.
I'd say we're both in a good place with accountability. Hadlen actually did 223 daily vlogs. That's 223 days of daily vlogs. I don't even understand that.
I actually miss it because I can go through my library of videos
Yeah.
and I can remember each and every one of those days.
Wow.
Whereas now that I'm not vlogging every single day,
Yeah.
I don't remember. I could try to think back and be like, wait, what? But I don't remember any of it.
I get that.
So it's like, it's just the doc. So I might actually just go back and start doing that
Yeah.
and just not care. Because the reason I stopped is because it got to the point where it was a ton of work and I wasn't marketing myself in the way I needed to get performance gigs in hypnosis and magic.
Right.
It was only vlogging. Right. So like it took so much time out of my day. So it was like an 8-hour edit, and that leaves you with another 8 hours to go film another one.
Yeah.
Right. So I was just like living to vlog.
Yeah.
Whereas if I do it again, it would just be the documentation of it, and not even for an audience. I wouldn't even care.
Yeah.
It would be for my future great grandkids, so that they can be like, hey,
I love that. I friggin' love that.
Because like right now, there is actually this book. It's like the journal of one of my ancestors. I haven't read it yet. It's pretty hard to read,
Wow.
but I need to go through that and read that.
Wow.
I have it right now. I need to go through it, but I'm not ready to yet.
Yeah.
But like just something like that. Do you imagine if you had video of your great grandfather or grandmother?
Even
Like-
a great example is both my parents were musicians, and my dad is always talking about these songs that he could never find, and
That he made?
he recorded. Here and there, I kind of find little, like we get little samples of this and that. And my mom put out 2 studio albums, so those I listen to. It's on fucking Spotify.
Nice.
Right? So I listen to it, and it's just like the most warm feeling ever. And that, like the fact that, like you said, my kids and my great grandkids are going to be able to see.
They're gonna watch everything that you put out on the internet.
They'll have
All
a
your
whole
freestyle
catalog.
Fridays, yeah.
And that's friggin' mind blowing, because I'm not gonna look like this.
I think that might be the most intense accountability that you could find,
It is.
or one of,
It is.
just to know that your future
It is.
offspring will.
You said it the other day, because we were talking about that last relationship I had, where like being that deeply crazy in love was a serious accountability for me, and that I had a major accountability buddy. And basically, oh, we're going lower. Nice.
Well, yeah. If you look at the feed there, you're like,
I'm white as a ghost.
Just don't go too close to the lights. That's all.
They're also white lights. So, like, I was highly accountable within this relationship, because love to me is a heavy motivator. And that was a point in my life where I started to really pursue my habits and self-love. And after that, for a brief moment, I lost some of that motivation, and we had a conversation where it was like, well, you just got to freaking hack that. How can you use your future partner, future wife, future kids,
Right.
integrate that into your life and use that as this motivator to continue to be accountable? Well, we just had that conversation.
Mhm.
I thought about it over the next few days, and then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, I realized, I was like, oh shit, I don't know how I hacked it, but that's what I'm doing right now.
Nice.
I'm working for my future right now. I see my vision very clearly. I know that I've experienced this love. One day I'm going to experience this shit again. So now I'm just every day prepping for that, because I want to be the very best partner, father that I can possibly be. And I know that takes work. It's not a joke. It's not. I know that there's a lot of hard things that happen when you become a parent, and it's not always an easy thing. So I just want to be as prepared for that as possible.
Right.
Because I know it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
I know that about myself now.
Nice.
I didn't know that a year ago, but now I know that, yeah, I'm going to be a father someday. And I made a post the other day, and I said, being a father is actually one of the most important things I'll do in my life. I've realized that.
Nice.
Yeah.
The most important things. That, you know, I'm sure every father would agree with that.
Yeah. Are you a father? Do you agree? Because I don't know yet, but I feel like it's going to be, I feel like a family, and that love will catapult everything else in my life. And my goal is to spread love on earth and create hope for people who really need that, because there's a lot of hopelessness and confusion. So I think it's my duty to be as healthy as possible and help people who want to be helped or be motivated.
Exactly.
And
because that's one of your goals with your music is
it
to
is.
help as many people as possible.
As far and as wide as possible, that is my duty on this earth, because there's a lot of garbage. There's a lot of resistance. We wake up every day and the pull is to negativity. So I want to just like add a pull to positivity and hope.
Yeah, we need more positivity in the world.
We do.
100%.
We do. I'm bringing it. Let's go.
So when's your next song cover being released, sir?
This Wednesday.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh, right away.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 days.
2 days.
2 days.
It's gonna happen. I put it on my non-negotiables list. So every week I write shit that's non-negotiable. There's other stuff that's negotiable,
Okay.
right?
So like going to grab something from the store or something, like
Yeah.
an errand.
Yeah.
It's like, I could deal with that next week.
Yeah.
But like, okay.
There's things that
How do you rank things?
how do I
that
rank
way?
things?
Yeah.
There's like very obvious things, I would say. For example, us breaking down clips of our podcasts.
Right.
That's a non-negotiable for me, because it's something that has been negotiable. So I need to switch it to a non-negotiable,
Okay.
as well as like music stuff, because it's been a negotiable where I am like, oh, well, I'm just not, my voice, I haven't done enough vocal exercises, or I haven't done enough guitar practice. I haven't practiced that song enough to do a real cover of it. So those kind of things where you negotiate with yourself and you put it off, got to switch them.
Right.
Non-negotiable, I can't. Nothing I can do. I have to do this, whether I'm ready or not. Nice.
That looks pretty good.
That looks good. We're just taking a look at the feed here, and we're pretty happy with how it looks today.
Yep.
Always improving, always trying to reflect. Anyway, I do want to get back to, we wrote down some tips.
Yeah, just before this episode started even,
Yeah.
we brainstormed a few things because we want to be your accountability coach first and foremost, because not only, and we'll get to this in those tips, but like the things that we're about to say in these tips will require somebody else to be in this journey of whatever it is that you want to be accountable for. So maybe it's simply, just quitting smoking, or maybe it's going to the gym more. Maybe it's as simple as that. And I say simple, but I know those things are really hard.
They are, and we all have things that we want to be more accountable for. And Hadlen and I have those things that we want to be more accountable for.
Right.
And the tippy top performers have those things they want to be more accountable for.
Yep.
Every freaking person, including you guys, I know that you have something that you want to be more accountable for. And that is the reason that Hadlen and I started this podcast. Bare bones, the biggest reason is because we want to keep ourselves accountable. And when you keep yourself accountable, that actually means we have to be extra accountable. Because if people listening are keeping themselves accountable, what are we doing?
And yeah, that's what we want to do in future episodes, is like people that are watching and listening, you guys comment what you want to be accountable for. And then we check in every week live. You can come with us live, and then we make sure that, oh yeah, did you get closer?
Yeah.
Are you staying on track?
Yeah.
Because that's what we're here for.
That's why we're here. We all need friends, and we all need help. If you don't think you need help, that's a different conversation. Definitely, I need help. Hadlen needs help. And if we help each other, we're all closer to our goals in that way. So by building a community around accountability, we are hoping that we all can achieve some really, really amazing things. And I can already envision some experiences where, week by week we're accomplishing things, week by week you're accomplishing things.
Exactly.
And that just builds.
We'll DM you, we'll message you every day and check in with you. Make sure you're on track.
We will, because that's what we do for each other. And
and we've had pretty good practice right now so far.
We have.
You're producing a ton of content.
Yeah.
And I have my new video series series is that?
Plus
that's
you
not right. Anyways, I got
series.
4 different series of videos that are
Right.
going onto the interwebs.
And you've built a whole space designed, like, there's a lot going on.
Yeah,
every
there's
day.
a lot.
So
Behind the scenes, there's so much stuff.
there is. That's why we got to start writing in our accountability journals to really understand, because it's important for everybody. It's important for you to know what you've done, because it's easy to just do stuff
Yeah.
and let it pass.
I might do a video journal.
I thought you might. When I thought about it, I was like, Hadlen's going to do a video journal.
Yeah.
Because you're good at expressing in that way, whereas I'm good in expressing and writing. So whatever way that you keep yourself accountable is okay. And if you have tips for us on accountability, we are, hell yeah.
Yeah.
We want that too. We want to know. So
Definitely.
So our tips to flip the switch here.
Nice segue. Very good segue.
We're going to go into some of our tips here. We've got 6 tips for things like how we keep ourselves accountable. So Hadlen, if you want to get her started.
First thing you got to do with anything that you want to accomplish, you got to write it down.
Yes.
And what I like to tell people, like for instance, when I'm hypnotizing somebody to, lose weight, quit smoking, whatever it might be, hypnosis for change, then I have them write down on a piece of paper this word that they associate through the session. And this word, they then take a picture of it with their phone, make it their home screen. So every time they look at their phone, they see that word, which then puts them into that same mind state that I want them in and that they were just in as they left the session.
Nice.
And, you can do it in more places. It doesn't have to be just your phone. You can put it, some people may think it's super weird, but like it actually works if you put it on your ceiling. So that way when you open your eyes, when you wake up, and when you close your eyes when you go to sleep, you see it.
That's a real thing, man. I watched an impact theory of this really successful guy in hip hop, and that's part of how he came up. Is he was constantly trying to manifest his goals. Well, he would literally write it down, put it under his pillow, and sleep with it. You wanna like put it everywhere in your vision, in your life, so you can't ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
So write it down and put it in front of your face somewhere. Maybe it's above the toilet or above the roll of toilet paper, where every day you sit down on the toilet, you go to the bathroom, and you look at it, and you feel a little bit silly if you haven't done that.
Somewhere that you'll see every single day.
Yes. So number 1, write it down, take it outside of yourself, and reflect on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
100%. That's a good one.
Now,
Those are good spots.
those are good spots.
Really are.
So number 2, we both do this. This is kind of taking it to the next level. We have this crazy thing nowadays called social media. And also you have friends and family. So the next tip, number 2, is to share your goals. Share the things that you want to get done. So again, taking them outside of yourself and letting another person know makes you a lot more accountable. It's like, hey, Hadlen, I've got this idea for this video series. Yep. Or, I really want to start working out every day. Well, once I tell Hadlen, if I'm not following through with that.
Yeah. And there's a difference between saying what you want to do to people,
yeah,
and then saying what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Right? You could, because you hear it every day. People are, they talk a big game, this and that. Well, you got to say a date. You got to say when you're starting. And
yeah, definitely adding more definition to it.
Exactly.
Clears the clutter, clears the bullshit.
Yep.
And allows the action to happen.
Right.
But I know a lot of people who they do say all these things they want to get done and they never get it done. And I've been that person before.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I know those kind of people, because this guy was one. So based on that, I understand that basically I would say all this stuff and I would never get it done. And I was incredibly unhappy with myself on a weekly basis. And that is not a good way to live. I can say that honestly and from my heart, that to say you want to do something and then accomplish it, that is a winning recipe for happiness. So if you're interested in feeling actual genuine happiness, share your goals and actually accomplish them, because then you feel great. You feel great when I do this thing and I tell Hadlen, yo, I got my cover done on Wednesday.
Yeah. But that it was the date part.
Yes.
Where it's like, hey, I'm going to do this.
Yes.
And this is when you can expect me to put something or say or check back in with an update on said
so
subject.
That can actually segue us into our next point, which is you can take sharing your goals to another level. So say you share on social media, that's obviously like one level of it where you're like, hey guys, I'm planning to do this. And then people aren't they're going to be proud of you. They're going to be like, yeah, cool. But they're not going to like keep you accountable. So the next step is to actually get what we call an accountability buddy or an accountability coach, which we're hoping that we can help you guys by being that for you.
Exactly.
So if you don't have somebody who can keep you accountable, hopefully we can do that.
That's us. We're right here.
We're right here. We'll be here
free.
every Monday morning to start your week off. We're going to be here motivating and keeping you accountable. But yeah, getting an accountability buddy. So taking that, share your goals to the next step. Well, all of a sudden, if you can find somebody like, I've got Hadlen now, who literally came up with the idea of the Freestyle Friday, was like, man, you like to freestyle. Why don't you do a thing every Friday where you just freestyle on Instagram? You want to create content. And I'm like, damn it, that's a good idea. And he's like, all right, well, I'm putting it in my phone, I look forward to seeing it. That's an accountability buddy right there. Like,
oh yeah,
he literally put it in his phone as a reminder. So on that day, he gets a pop up and he texts me. He said, yo, but I didn't let him get to the point where he texts me because I knew it would come. So I just made it happen. And that's an accountability buddy right there.
And now you're halfway. Or not halfway. You've done half a year already.
Half a year of these.
That's nuts.
That's the
awesome.
power of having somebody who keeps you accountable. So if you guys can find, if you have a best friend, if you have your partner, whatever it is, somebody who you make an agreement with them, basically. You sit down with them and you say, listen, like, I really badly want to be more accountable in my life, and I need your help, and I'm hoping that we can help to keep each other accountable with, and you can write down what you want to be accountable for, and you can make sure that you basically keep each other to that by
exactly.
It's as simple as sending
what we
a text.
did with each other.
Yeah.
You're keeping me accountable. I'm keeping you accountable.
Yeah.
So we're accountability buddies.
And we are. You don't even have to live in the same city, to be honest.
No, because of the internet.
Yeah.
We're all connected.
Even a simple text, like again. So he did that to me, the Freestyle Friday thing, where he kept me accountable. I did the same thing to my buddy Travis Williams, who's a spoken word poet. He wanted to take his stuff to the next level. So I just said, well, why don't you start posting every Sunday? Write a poem, post it. And same thing, like, oh, it's a good idea, but.
Right.
We always have buts. That's easy. We've got buts.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh no.
Off track. Peppermint tea time.
Yes. So he created the peppermint tea time, and I literally said, okay, well, it's in my phone as a reminder, and, I expect to see it. I look forward to it.
Man, I love that. It's like it's spreading.
It's spreading.
It's like the pay it forward type of thing where it's like.
It is.
Boom, boom.
I guarantee he's going to hold somebody else accountable,
yes,
you know?
Exactly.
That's just the way it trickled down accountability.
And that's actually another way where it's like, if people just did that more, perhaps.
Yeah.
That might help people stay accountable as well, where it's like, okay, you do what we're doing with other people. If they present a goal to you, ask them, okay, when are you starting this?
Yeah.
You're starting it then?
It.
Okay. And then you just keep them accountable for it.
Yeah. Hadlen's really good at that actually, is like kind of like you say something, like everybody can say like, oh, I really want to do this. Mm-hmm. And then, he goes, okay, well, when are you doing it? When's that happening then? And I try to do that as well, actually, with the people in this community, where if they tell me about something, well, then next time I see them, I ask them about it, because not only does that, You know?
that just helps your relationship with that person too.
Exactly.
To be able to remember something very important to them because
Exactly.
they took the courage to say it.
Yeah.
And if you can remember it
Yeah.
and actually actively listen, log it in your mind so the next time you see them.
They're like, what? And that's, to be honest, the reason I remember is because I am genuinely stoked when somebody wants to do something. Literally, I don't know why, but I'm genuinely freaking excited about everybody. Like if it doesn't matter who you are, and I want to bring that to you guys because I am genuinely freaking excited about what you want to do, because anytime that anybody in this world is accountable, it makes me more accountable. It literally doesn't matter what it is. I'm trying to think of a ridiculous example.
They want to eat more Cheerios.
Sure. You want to freaking eat more Cheerios? You made that decision. I'm going to eat Cheerios every freaking day.
For every meal.
For every meal. Okay, I don't know. You know what? If you said it and you did it, and you made videos of it or something, then, that just motivates me. Because I want to be as accountable as possible to myself because I know it feels good. That's self-love. Accountability is self-love.
One of the best feelings.
It is.
You get a dopamine hit.
You
100% when you do that.
Honestly, better than drugs. You get way more satisfaction. I've done drugs. Much better.
Much better.
Much better.
10 out of 10 would recommend.
10 out of 10 would recommend accountability, following through with things. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You feel real.
Oh, yeah.
So then let's move on to point 5.
Number 5.
Sorry, 4.
4.
I jumped.
3, 2.
4. 3, 2, 1. Schedule it.
Yeah. And you know what? Every single one of these points they kind of mold and mesh into the next one.
They do.
So like,
they do.
They're almost, thinking back and looking back, they're almost all one and the same, but they're very important points that you need to focus on.
Yes.
As a whole picture.
Yes.
And scheduling it is like 100%. You got to put it in your phone. You have to pick a date. Like right now, one of my big goals and aspirations is to be the world's top hypnotist by the year 2030.
Damn.
So my goal, it's big, it's kind of outrageous, and I have a date set, 2030. So whether that's before, and to define what the top hypnotist, I don't even know what that means right now.
It's just more.
I have no idea what that means right now.
It's just more of a benchmark.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to have, that's that vision, that's the vision. That's part of why you get up and do what you do every day. And it doesn't have to be reasonable at all. Like, I think it's important for everybody to have a little bit of an extreme goal.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, that goal, I tend to keep to myself for the most part, because it is same as you. My goal is freaking outrageous.
Yeah, and it puts a lot of people off. Like I have another goal further to that I don't share.
Yeah.
Just because I don't want to. I know it'll put people off.
Exactly. But
in the same way. But we've shared it with each other.
Yes.
You share it with your accountability buddy, 100%.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe one day we'll share our outrageous, quote unquote,
yes,
goals
outrageous
with you, which they may sound outrageous, but we're actually going to achieve them.
We are.
Like, I
That's
know for sure.
That is part of why we do all of the stuff that we do, which it might be hard to do, but every time that I'm accomplishing stuff and I'm being accountable, I get closer to that possibility, and I become addicted to accountability because of that. So back to the point of scheduling it, that alone has made me the most accountable, because I used to just live my life, live my days, and not really plan anything. I had goals, and I would get into them when I got into them. Maybe I'd write something like, I want to accomplish these things today, but it was always very loose. But now that I'm starting to do a lot more with my time, I have no option but to start scheduling things, because I'll have like 4 12-hour days in a row where I'm meeting, I'm playing, I'm recording, all these different things, and all of a sudden it's like, oh man, my time is limited, so I have to get this done. Well, I have to schedule it first thing in the morning. Habits, first thing in the morning. I literally do an hour by hour of like this, then this, then this, then this. So scheduling it Super important. And then again, following through, because if you schedule it and then you let that pass, that's a little bit of self-destructive behavior that you're actually going to walk away from that feeling bad about yourself. That's the same as like getting super drunk one night. It's like there's a hangover from getting drunk. Well, there's a little bit of some sort of hangover from not being accountable.
Yep.
You feel like, this self-talk, it comes in and it corrupts you.
And then it snowballs.
It snowballs.
Right? And it is hard, admit, when you go down that road, but
Yes.
you can always just pull yourself back
Anytime.
immediately.
Anytime. Always. Yeah, maybe you missed a date. Well, guess what? Become conscious of that and know that, you know what? I forgive myself, first of all. You're allowed to forgive yourself. You should forgive yourself. Everything that has happened is fine, because every day when you wake up is a new day, and it's a new chance to be accountable and to fulfill your goals.
Exactly. And then pair that with having an accountability buddy,
Yeah.
accountability coach,
Yeah.
and you're set up,
You're good to go.
right? So now you're not just letting down yourself, but you're going to let down someone else if you don't do it.
That's a big one.
And that hurts
Now
even
that-
more.
It does actually It's for some reason it's easy to let ourselves down, but
It's weird.
it is weird. That's a dialogue that needs to be flipped, obviously, in all of us. Now, this brings us to our next point.
Our next one.
Our next point. Start.
Yeah, man.
If you haven't started yet, start. If it's something you want to do today, start.
That's the hardest thing, honestly, out of everything.
Yeah.
Like, you can write it down, you can think and dream of all these goals and aspirations you want to do, but you got to start. Like,
That's it.
you gotta get in your car, get on your bike, get on your shoes, walk to the gym, whatever you got to do.
Yeah.
For instance,
You
you got to start it.
You have to start, and you've all done that before. You've started something in your life that was hard to start. So go back to that. Remember that time that you started that thing, and find it in yourself to just pull that energy through again. Like for me, tidying. Like, it's actually, when I actually start it, it's something I love doing. A weird amount.
Yeah. And
like-
then you just like, oh, it leads you to another thing. Oh, I can clean this. Oh, I can clean that. Oh, this is nice.
I love my house. Ah.
Yeah.
It's like a hype feeling, but sometimes it's really hard to start. So if there's something you're hesitating to start, I challenge you today to start.
Yeah, and that's, that's almost, when you schedule something. Let's say you schedule like the smallest thing down to like the minute even.
Yeah.
Like, if you can get to that point, which I want to get to that point one day,
Yeah.
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
And you schedule something and immediately start whatever that you scheduled yourself to do.
Yeah.
And you start it immediately. So it doesn't matter what you were getting into, who you were talking to, what thing you were doing before. That time hits. Okay.
Yep.
Starting this now.
Yep. Sorry, our meeting is done. I have to get to this now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that I've, in the last month, feel like I've really worked on, and I'm super proud of myself. And that's part of the accountability, is you have these moments where you're just like, man, I'm so proud of myself. Good job, Saul. You did it.
Nice.
So I'm having these moments now where, like, in my past, I would get one block of, like, okay, I'd start a song, or I'd start recording a song, or I'd do an exercise. I'd do one little small thing, and then I'd be like, fuck, okay, I need a break.
Mm.
And then I sit on Instagram, or I go on YouTube, or I go on Netflix, like, you put space in between things, because it's like, okay, I did a thing. I'm trying to flip that script, and I like I said, I'm very proud of myself in the last while that I've actually changed it now. I'm still working on it every day, but changing it from like, okay, we just did this podcast. Well, right after, we're going to do the process to get it online. And then after that, I'm going to edit this video that I need to get done. And then after that, I'm going to hop into some of my habits. Then right after that, no fucking break, I'm going to film 3 cover videos. And then after that, I got to go meet with this person. And it's about, for me, like, that's what I want my days to be like, is that and it's starting over and over and over, because you get to those moments where, okay, I've finished something. Now I want to take a break, but it's nope, start. Just using that hack of starting, and like not even allowing yourself to have that moment of weakness where you want to move out
Right.
and do something else. No, start.
And it's kind of like the cold shower thing where you got that voice. It's like, maybe you could just be lazy and not do it. But you start enough times, it becomes a habit to just start.
Start.
And then the hardest part is over. And you just do.
You just do. So starting. Practice that habit, because it's one of the best things that you can have.
Starting.
Start
I like
starting.
that.
It's the best thing, man, that you can have in your life. Learn how to fucking start properly.
And just continuously start things.
Yeah.
Like start every single day.
Yeah.
Constantly.
Yeah. And here we are. We started a podcast.
Yeah, we started this episode.
We started
this conversation.
Yes.
We started our coffee.
We started
like starting coffee. That's easy.
That's so easy.
Ain't no problem there.
No problem.
Right? After this, we're going to start editing everything that you talked about.
Yeah.
Start a workout.
Yeah.
Because really, those are all important things, and just got to do them.
Yeah, and
to do them, you start.
You start. And honestly, it would be.
We're going on a lot about starting. But
I know, but it's important. Because it would be so easy, because I've just done this so many times in my life. It would be so easy to be like, well, we did that podcast. Like, now it's time to chill. But I don't feel as good just chilling. I feel the best about myself when I do have those 12-hour days, and I finish that 12-hour day and I'm just like, man, I actually love my life. I'm so charged up by the things I'm doing. I'm excited to be alive. I'm excited about my future, because I'm actually doing the steps that it takes to build a beautiful future. And when you are doing that, like, every part of life is freaking amazing, because you're just like, I'm actually taking the steps. Yep. I'm actually building this. It's like, if you've ever invested money, or you ever invested in a relationship, if you invest in a person, whatever it is, you invest in something, it's really hard to see them fail. It is, right? If I saw you start failing, that would break my heart. Well, what happens when you start failing, right? It breaks your heart. It's a hard thing to do, but all of a sudden, when you start investing in yourself, like you would invest in a stock, or like you would invest in a friend, that builds up. And then all of a sudden, when you're, I don't know how to define it, but a certain level of investment in yourself, you're like, well, I've invested all of this time in self-love and habits. How could I possibly eat that junk food? How could I possibly sit here and watch Netflix all night? How could I go and get drunk or whatever? Because it's like, I've invested all this shit. I'm not going to fuck with that investment. I spent all this time and all this effort. There's no way I'm taking away from that. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
We're going to clip that.
Yeah, okay.
100% clipping that.
Clip it.
10 out of 10 clipping that for the interwebs.
Yeah. So we're going to go to our last point here.
Yeah.
Numero 6.
Which we've alluded to many times in the past.
Yeah.
On this podcast, which is kind of the reason why we even started the podcast to begin with.
Yes, it is.
Because we're accountability buddies to each other, and we know that a lot of people out there may not have somebody, and you're looking for somebody. Well, we're not, like we said before, we're not like the experts. We will get close perhaps one day.
Yeah, maybe.
But we happen to know a few things, and we definitely have the drive. So if you want somebody to keep you accountable, we're your people. This podcast.
Yeah. We're here for you. And we want you to succeed just as we want each other to succeed. And we want you to achieve your goals more than anything. Because like we said, if that just charges us up.
Yep.
Even if it has nothing to do with us, if you're already achieving your goals and it has nothing to do with this podcast, and you can input that, you can comment and let us know, that fires us up. That's what we need, because we want to be the most freaking accountable people in the world. That's our goal. That's one of our goals, at least.
So we want you to comment in some way, shape, or form, DM, email, or comment on the video, comment on the podcast somewhere, and just say what goal that you want to hit and when you want to hit it by.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's how you sign up
That's
to be
it.
part of this.
Yeah.
Is this a program? It's not really.
I don't know.
Just-
Community.
Yeah, there you go.
Community.
If you want to sign up, all you got to do is comment
Yeah.
somewhere that
Some-
you're listening or watching this podcast, whether it's YouTube, Instagram. And, if you're a little bit shy and you don't want to really say what it is just yet, I understand. But you can follow us on maybe Instagram and just see our progress and start to see other people's progress, because we're going to post about it. We're going to talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
And then perhaps you can join in at a later date if you're a little shy right now.
Yes.
So the best place, would probably be Instagram.
Yep. Yeah.
That's where we're most engaged and direct.
Yeah. We
But
do
yeah.
we do Twitter as well, obviously, and you can find us the singer and the hypnotist, and we will have a website up pretty soon here. But the biggest
I think
thing
we already do, don't we?
do, but we gotta, I think, refine it a little bit. So I'm
Update it.
update it.
Okay, I see.
That's something that we've said it. We have to be accountable to that.
Right.
Straight up.
Exactly. Yeah, because people are going to listen to this. and be
Exactly.
Like, is it updated?
Is it
This looks
updated?
old.
Exactly. So the biggest thing is we want to be accountable to each other and to you guys as well. So let us help you be accountable, and let's grow this community together. And like Hadlen was saying, we're going to be sharing everybody's achievements, basically. We're going to
And
share.
if you want us to keep your name anonymous, that's totally fine.
That's totally
We can
fine.
do that.
Yeah. We're going to share our own achievements because obviously we're here in the room and
Yep.
that's just the connection we have, but we really want to share your guys' goals and achievements. That would be ideal for us. So
let's start. Let's end by starting with what we're about to do this coming week and what we're going to keep each other accountable for.
okay, I like it.
So first and foremost, I'm going to create another YouTube video.
Yeah.
To another instructional tutorial style video.
Yeah.
I'm going to create a business hypnosis, how to use hypnosis in business for LinkedIn.
Okay.
I'm going to tweet a bunch of famous people, and that inspire me. And I'm going to create a 3-minute entertainment video on Facebook.
4 things.
4 things. 4 main things.
4 main things that Hadlen's going to do. Those are goals. Those are non-negotiables that Hadlen is going to achieve this week.
On an illusion picture.
Ooh.
There we go, for Instagram. An illusion picture.
And he has officially said it on the podcast. So
And to you.
and to me. So that's a clip.
To you.
That's a
and
clip.
you.
That's a clip
And
we're
you.
going to take. And next week we will see.
Clip it.
We will see if he followed up on those things. For
Easy.
me, number one non-negotiable is to put out a cover on Wednesday.
All right.
That is my main thing right now.
Okay.
On top of that, you know what? I'm going to challenge myself because we're doing this accountability thing, and this is the best way to challenge myself.
Exactly.
Because if I say it, then it's real. I'm going to finish one song on my EP it's close to being done.
That's huge.
It is huge.
Damn.
It's close to being done.
Yes. All right.
And I've been putting it off, and I really need this accountability. So I'm going to finish the song called It's a Beautiful Place to Be.
I'm excited.
So by Monday,
All right.
that song will be done.
Okay.
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 That's a big one. What else?
Cover song.
Yeah.
Obviously, Freestyle Friday. That's something you've been. That doesn't even need to be on the list at this point. You just
No,
do it now.
I just do it.
That's awesome.
But I haven't decided on my guest yet, so
Mm-hmm.
that's always something that I spend a lot of time sort of meditating on, is because I want it to be as entertaining as possible every week, and I want to have as deep a connection with that person. So I kind of like, in a way, let the universe kind of decide who's going to be the guest in a weird way.
Mm.
So I have to figure out the guest. I don't know if that's a goal. Sure.
Okay.
Figure out the guest. I will learn a new cover. I think it's important as well as if I'm putting out a cover a week. It's probably important to learn a cover every week. So that's my third. I'm gonna call learning a cover.
Okay.
I want to get to 5 because you had 5.
Want that 5? Yeah.
I want that 5.
Okay.
Need that 5.
All right. So you got something that you're going to be putting on Instagram. You got something that you're going to be putting on Facebook and YouTube.
I mean, there's a lot of
So,
ones that are automatically going to happen. I would like to post every day on Instagram this week.
That's tough.
These are some big goals.
That's big.
We're shooting for the moon here.
That's only 7 photos, though.
It's only 7. And I have the content. I was looking the other day and it's like, I have the content.
Okay.
I do.
Well, then that's actually not hard.
It's not hard. It's not hard. It's just putting the time in. Oh, 5th. Oh, God. I'm going big time on these. If I accomplish these, guys, you guys better
When?
get some shit done.
When?
Okay. When I accomplish these. 5, I'm going to make my first ever vlog.
Ooh.
I have
No. Yeah? Oh.
Yeah. I have these clips from Vancouver that have just been sitting there and I need to get them done.
All right.
So that I'm going to create a vlog out of that.
Go.
These are intense. These are intense goals and they're now non-negotiables. I'm going to go write them down right after this. And when I achieve them, I will feel so incredibly proud and happy with myself. Like, there's no way that this week can go wrong when I accomplish those goals.
Man, I love this.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Boom.
Sealed on a fist bump.
Yes. So,
Fist bumps to you.
fist bumps to
Thank
you.
you for joining us on this journey.
Yes.
Thank you for listening.
Yes. Now, I figured this one is what
Okay.
we're going to call this episode. Starting. I was hoping you would say it.
Oh,
Start.
on this episode, we talk about starting. Like that?
No, I
No.
say start, you say starting.
Okay.
Start.
Starting.
Yeah, that's
Today.
the episode name. Today.
Yeah.
Starting.